Well, hi everyone. Thank you for logging in and attending our presentation on our new streaming ebook platform, JLG Digital. My name is Reed, and I'm with Business Development and Key Accounts here at Junior Library Guild. And with me, as always, is Alyssa.
Hi, my name is Alyssa, and I am metadata support here at Junior Library Guild.
So before we kick things off, I just want to give you a brief outline of what we're going to go over. We'll talk a little bit about the specifics of the platform, kind of the key features for both you and your students. Alyssa will take you through the website to show you how it works in real time. And then at the end, we'll talk a little bit about pricing and planning for the school year. So we are very excited to introduce our new streaming ebook platform, JLG Digital. It works a lot like Netflix, Hulu, or HBO, or any of the other streaming services that you have probably become familiar with. So essentially, at any given time, you are going to have access to about 30 to 60 JLG Gold Standard titles. They will enter the stream on a monthly basis, and each month a few of the older titles will leave the stream as well. Each title will stay in the stream for about 3 months or 90 days, giving your students plenty of time to read what's in there, but also with new books entering every month, it will constantly refresh and keep them engaged with new content. You will also see listed under the title of the book in the stream, it'll say exactly how many days it has left in the stream, so you never have to worry about your students starting a book and then it disappearing from the stream before they get a chance to finish. So currently we have 3 different streams, and they are all based on age group. We have the elementary stream, the middle school stream, and the high school stream. Unfortunately, there's no combining streams or anything like that, but if you do have a K through 8 or a K through 12 school, you do have the option to purchase multiple or all 3 of the streams to make sure that you're providing the right content to all of your students. One of the best parts about the platform is that there are no usage restrictions. So as long as you and your students have a device that can connect to the internet, whether it be smartphone, tablet, laptop, or desktop, you have access to the stream. Every title that is in the stream is a simultaneous multi-user access copy. So that means if every single one of your students wanted to read the same book at the same time, they can absolutely do that. With their user accounts, they have access to even more preferences. They can bookmark their place in a book, they can highlight, build presentations, and there's also an interactive index that they can pull up anywhere within the text. Now, where this starts to become very useful for you as the librarian and administrator is you get to see all of the usage reports based on how your students have been interacting with the platform. So you get to see how many times a book has been viewed in the stream, how many times it's been downloaded using their user accounts to read titles offline. And there's also a local star review system that allows your students to rate the books based on 0 to 5 stars, letting you and their peers know their subjective review of a book. So with that, typically when a book has been in the stream for a couple of weeks, you will be able to see how well or how successful it is doing with your students. And this takes a lot of the guesswork out of building your digital collection because you already have the data and the proof that a book is going to be a success with your students because it has already been a success in the stream. So once you see that a particular title has been read several times in the stream, downloaded a lot, and is getting a pretty decent star review, that's usually your cue to then go into the store and purchase a permanent copy of that title for your digital selection. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Alyssa for a little bit, and she will take you through the website.
Awesome. Thanks, Reed. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to take you on a brief tour of what the platform looks like for both you and for your students. If you're familiar with the Junior Library Guild website, maybe you even have a print subscription with us, you'll see that JLG Digital is actually housed on a different website entirely. So if you do have a print subscription with us, you would be managing your digital subscription totally separate from that on this website here. So first, I'm going to go ahead and get logged into the student side of things. So I am first logging into what we call the common user, which is basically like your school account. It's just one username and password that gets all of your students into your school's bookshelf. From here, students can go ahead and read the book, or they can sign into an additional personal account. And basically, this allows them to make highlights as well as bookmark their place in the book. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. Same bookshelf view. It just has this extra tab up here where it will collect all of the highlights and bookmarks they've made while reading. So now that they're logged in, students can go ahead and scroll down and begin with browsing in the stream. Like Reed was saying in the presentation, there's going to be between 30 and 60 titles per stream at any given time. And then every end of the month, a few titles are going to cycle out. And then at the first of the next month, a few new titles will come in and replace those. We do have both ebooks and audiobooks in the stream, and you can tell which is which using these little icons here at the bottom of the cover. So you'll see these first three books here in the row have a tablet icon indicating that these are all ebooks, whereas this last book here has a headphones icon, meaning that it's an audiobook. Our audiobooks are audio only. There's no text or illustrations to go along with them. We do have some of those books at the elementary level that combine the ebook and audiobook. And those will typically look like this book right here. So it's going to have a ebook icon, but it will say up at the top something like e-read along or read aloud or something like that. It opens up just the same as an ebook, but it gives you a little play button up in the toolbar so that you can play audio along while reading. But in general, we have more just of the basic ebooks than the read-alongs and the audiobooks in the stream at a time. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you what it looks like to get into an ebook. So all you have to do is click on the book, and that's going to take you to the book details page. So this is where you're going to find all the basic information about the book, such as the title, the author, how many pages it has, and then you'll also find the stream expire date, which just tells you exactly when this book is going to be cycling out of the stream. And then if you notice really quick back here on the bookshelf, just like Reed was saying, every single book has a live countdown, just showing you how many days left you have to read that book. So it should never be too much of a surprise for your students when these books leave the stream. So from the book details page, you just click on the read button, and that book opens up in a new tab or window. All of our ebooks pretty much look the same. Sometimes you'll notice a couple differences in maybe the display layout or what settings and tools are available. That just kind of varies book for book. But generally, they all look like this. You'll have page navigation down here at the bottom. And then up in the top right-hand corner is where you'll find those tools. So for example, we can zoom in. We can search for keywords within the text. And then because we are signed into that personal account, we can also bookmark one or both pages. And if we click on this little selection tool here, we can also make highlights in the book. All right, and then up in the left-hand corner, that's where you're going to find the table of contents, as well as the notebook, which stores all of the highlights a student has made while signed into their personal account. And then same thing, a section for the bookmarks as well. All right, so that's about it for the student side of things. So let me get signed out here really quick, and I will show you all the additional things that the admins have. All right, so you see the admins have the same bookshelf view as the students have, with the ability to also assign books using Google Classroom. And then admins also have a My Activities tab to collect all of their bookmarks and highlights as well. Then the admin has 2 additional tabs here, one of those being the admin dashboard. So this is where you're going to find everything to manage your account and set up your account. I'm just going to go over a couple of these really quickly just to kind of hit the main points, talk about some things that I think people find most helpful. So one of those is right here on the Edit Institution tab. It's this really helpful URL here in the middle of the page. If you read the instructions above, you'll notice that you can use the link to create a desktop shortcut on your computer, which you can absolutely do. But we found that a lot of people are also using this link in other helpful ways. So I know a lot of people have been posting it on their library webpage, in their student portal, and then some people even put it in like a Google Doc and email it out to all their students. Basically, when students click on this URL, it's going to automatically log them into the common user. So if you remember, the common user is like the school account. So clicking on this will take your students straight to the bookshelf. So a lot of people love this URL, super helpful in bypassing that first login step. Next, down here on the Import Users page, this is where you'll find everything you need to create those personal accounts for your students if you choose to do so. You have a few different ways of doing this. You can import an Excel file, you can use a Google Sheets file, and then we also have Google SSO integration. So whichever method you choose, it's pretty easy. We've got lots of instructions on how to do that. Next tab is Manage Institutional Users, and this is where all of your users will show up. So any admins that you decide to add, the common user that you'll create on this page as well, and then all of your students if you choose to give them those personal accounts. And then on this page, you can also edit and delete those users as well. Up here at the top, if you switch to Institutional Reports, that's where you're going to find the reporting information that Reed was going over in the presentation, the book usage report, as well as the rating report. And again, these are super helpful just to see what your students are enjoying, see what's circulating, so that you can utilize the other tab available to you as the admin, which is the store. So when you click on the store and you scroll down here, you'll find a few different browsing options. But if you go to the very bottom and click Browse All, that's going to take you to our entire catalog of ebooks and audiobooks. So we have thousands of books in here that you can scroll through. We also have an advanced search bar and some filter and sorting options as well. Purchasing in the store is completely optional, but if you do decide you want to make an additional purchase using the store, all you have to do is click on that book and then click on Purchase Options. So every book in the store is going to have a different set of purchase options entirely up to the publishers. So some books may only offer you one purchase option, where others like this one will give you a few different options. We also have a few different types of purchase options that will be offered to you. So for example, we have a purchase, which is just that. You're going to own the title through JLG Digital indefinitely. And then there's also a subscription. So if you purchase a subscription, you're only going to own that title for the number of months specified, and then the title will disappear. There's also single user versus multi-user access. So a multi-user title is going to work just like the books in the stream. Everyone is going to be able to read that book all at the same time. A single user title is more like a checkout system. So only one user will be able to read that book at a time. However, you can purchase multiple copies of a single user title. So if you were to buy 5 of these, then 5 students could read that book at the same time. All right, and then lastly, if you do decide to make a purchase here in the store, you and your students can find those books back on the bookshelf, and a new tab is going to appear right here that says Library Copies. So when you make store purchases, those books won't ever get mixed into the stream. They'll always be kept separate in the Library Copies tab. So I think that's about it for my presentation. So I'm going to pass it back to Reed here, and he will finish out the slideshow.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. Well, I'm sure the burning question on everybody's mind now is, okay, this all sounds great, but what does the price tag look like? So the good news is that we have two different pricing structures, one for members of our print categories, and then those for who are not subscribers to any of our print categories. But it all works out to be about $1 per reader for all of those multi-user titles each year. So the way it works is if you have even one print category with us, you can have access to any of the streams for $4.99 per stream for the year, plus our $99 platform fee. And that platform fee just allows us to continue to offer all of our titles as multi-user unlimited copies. And then if you are not a print subscriber, the pricing is based on enrollments. You can see 399 students or less will be that same $499 for the year per stream plus the $99 platform fee. And it goes all the way up to 1,000 readers or more. And that would be $899 for the whole year per stream plus the $99 platform fee. So what are people that are actually using the platform saying about it? People love that it's intuitive and easy to use. You know, all of the titles have the cover right in the front, so it's easy to browse, and within 2 clicks, your students are off and reading their new favorite title. People also love that new titles circulate in the stream every month. Most people at this point subscribe to at least one streaming service, whether it be for music, movies, or TV. So it just makes sense that there would be something like that for books, and people love the familiarity of the format. And then educators are just finding it has a great return on investment. Not only is it a great platform for your students to read, but it also is such a great tool to help inform you on how to best build your digital collection. So it really just does make purchasing easier, and it allows you to get titles into your ebook collection that you know your students will read. So with that, I will leave you with one final summation of what we are attempting to accomplish with JLG Digital. With JLG Digital, our goal is to make the best ebooks the most easily accessible to your students while constantly guiding your ebook collection development process. So with that, I believe that is all of the information that Alyssa and I have for you today. The best person to reach out to if you have any additional questions is always your rep. They're going to have the most information that's up to date about your school and your district. But I would like to thank everyone who has viewed this in the future and today for attending. I hope it was informative and maybe even a little bit entertaining. But thank you so much for attending. And Alyssa, I'll let you say your goodbyes as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Reed, and thank you everyone for watching.